Your definition of success for your goals, your dreams, the things that you're going for in life might actually be holding you back on the path that you're walking down. When you're growing up and you're in school, there's no shortage of getting graded on tests and assignments. Ask me how I know right now, because I have a daughter in 6th grade and a daughter in 9th grade, and they get all kinds of assignments and tests that they're graded on. They know by these standards that they're given how they're doing in their classes, right? We all remember this from school, but when we become an adult, we sort of make our own guidelines for these things that we're going on. I'm not talking about work. I'm not talking about anything. Maybe you're going to school right now. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the extra things that we do in our lives, the book that we're writing, the exercise program that we have, or getting into our faith more, maybe coming out here on social media. And we have a certain end goal in mind. We want to get to this point. You're going to see my kids running around or hearing them. We're getting ready to go to the store. So thought I'd hop on for 5 or 10 minutes and talk about this, because this was something that I was doing and it was holding me back. It was making me feel like I was never doing good enough. And even when I was working on my goals, it made me feel like I had to rush, like I had to work on it all the time. And that is putting stress on our goals in order to reach this successful part, this success of achieving the goal and maybe even milestones along the way. But that success is determined by you, whatever that looks like. And I want to talk about some ways that we put this extra kind of stress on ourselves and why it can be detrimental. So certain things that we can do is we can put strict guidelines on ourselves and say it has to be done by this date. I used to do this when I was publishing my books, which I'm working on again. I've put them aside for a while to work on the Busy Dreamer Goal Planner, and now I'm getting back into writing, kind of doing both simultaneously, which is a lot of fun. But I used to do this. I'd say May 29th, I'm coming out with that book, no matter what. And then it would get close to that date and the book wasn't ready and I still had 10 more chapters and it would stress me out. Not only did I feel like I was failing, let me know if this is resonating with you, if this sounds familiar to you, if you've gone through this. I felt like I was failing, but I also felt like I had to work harder and work later at night and do what I could to get to that date that I made. I made that date in the first place. Or maybe let's say we have certain numbers that we want to hit. We want to hit an X number of sales or X number of pages by a certain time, or a number on the scale if that hits home for you. And it makes us rush. It makes us ultimately take the joy and the fun out of going for that goal. And if you've been around here for any amount of time, you know that I say, and I talk a lot about, going for our goals is more than just reaching that destination point, that success point, that we're adding these things to our lives because going through the process of it should be fun. It should be enjoyable. It should add to our lives, not add stress, add joy, add pleasure, add something that we're proud of to our lives, instead of adding this strict deadline. We have enough deadlines in our lives. We have to get up at a certain time. We have to be somewhere at a certain time. And we have to perform at work and turn documents in or whatever it is. We have that. And I'm not saying that a deadline for your goal isn't necessary. But what I'd like to say is that adding that deadline for next month or the month after, something too stringent, should not add misery to your project. So instead, I have a couple of tips here, and then we'll end this very short video on how we can define success, on how we can show up to our goals excited for the longevity of it, and allow ourselves rests, allow ourselves break time, learning time, really time to focus and dive in without that stress of the deadline. And I think that one of the markers of success can be to be consistent. Are you showing up when you can? I'm not saying every day. I'm not saying for hours at a time. I'm saying maybe instead of scrolling at night, you're spending 20 minutes on your goal night after night or most nights of the week. And as the weeks and the months go on, that you keep showing up. I think that kind of success marker will get you through your project and get you that fulfillment that you're looking for from it. And another marker of success can be, are you growing? Whatever way that looks for you. Are you learning? Are you kind of trying to just stack things on top of each other? Or are you saying, I'm going to allow myself to learn as I go, to progress at whatever speed I am, and grow as a person also. I know that with me and with starting this business, The Busy Dreamer, I have really added on as I've gotten more comfortable with whatever stage I've been in. So I wouldn't have wanted to start my website at the very beginning because I don't know if I would have known what my mission statement was even, or taking pictures. What am I going to take pictures of if I don't have a planner or I don't have anything to offer yet? I needed to work up to that point. So I needed to grow and have some business experiences before I worked up to that point. I hope this video hits home because really when we're doing our goals and dreams, what is the point if we have that stressful deadline that brings anxiety, exhaustion, and burnout and makes us ultimately feel disconnected from ourselves because we're having to just put so much into it, disconnected from that goal, and kind of look at it with maybe resentment, and ultimately that kind of attitude of wanting to quit or just get done with it already. Let's just get to the end. We shouldn't want to feel like that when we're sitting down and doing these extra things. This should be fun. It should be enjoyable, something that we're adding to our lives, like I said. And one final note is that you're allowed to build your dreams, to do your goals with peace and with this enjoyable kind of feeling instead of that pressure. So take your time through it. Make sure that you are following through in a way that works for you and that you're showing up consistently. Your homework with this video is to really think about your definition of success and see if you could soften it a little bit. Let me know in the comments what those are and if you need a little bit of help with this, because I think that ultimately this could lead you to whatever your definition of success is and to the end of that goal and ready to start another one. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye and I'll see you in the next video.